Hello, hi, and welcome back to another episode of Swedish Review, ladies and gentlemen. Well, on today's video, we are going to be reacting to the top 10 most expensive watches in the world 2021 edition, ladies and gentlemen. As you might know, this is the top 10 most expensive watches in the year 2021. So, without any further ado, let's get on with this video, shall we? But before that, ladies and gentlemen, let's turn the intro. So, ladies and gentlemen, the top 10 most expensive luxury watches in the world. Let's get it.
Best right now. How would you like to know some fun facts about the most luxurious watches in the world? Today, we are going to talk about the 10 most expensive watches in the world.
Damn, bro.
So if that's something that interests
Patek
you,
Philippe from
stick around.
Janvier.
Number 1. Graf Diamonds Hallucination. Presently, the most expensive watch globally has to be a wristwatch known as the Graf Diamonds Hallucination that goes for a whopping $55 million.
$55 million? Let me check. $55 million in Indian rupees. How much it comes to? $55 million. Oh my god. This is a full range house in India, ladies and gentlemen. God damn
now,
it.
you are probably thinking that the price is a bit
Yeah.
over the
This is
top
the
for
graphic.
something
Yeah, I
whose
saw something about this watch probably like about 2 months before. So
only
I
job
think so. A watch was actually sold at an auction by the same company called as Graf. They did a new artwork and that cost more than $55 million. If I'm not sure about that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pretty sure that it has sold another watch.
But luxury
it's one of the
is
greatest
just that,
brands. Yes,
luxury.
I know that.
Perhaps you will find a way to justify the price if we tell you that this piece contains 110 diamond carats. Anyways, the watch is designed to look like a bracelet on a platinum base. Looking at it, you will see different diamond shapes, including round, pear, and heart
Who's gonna wear a $55 million piece on their arm, man?
shapes. It is also multicolored and includes colors like fancy orange, fancy green, fancy intense, and fancy vivid yellow. You've never heard of such colors, but it makes sense since these are extremely rare colors. Now, this colorful timepiece is more about its precious stone construction.
Okay, this is probably
rather
not
than watch movement, which consists of an accurate
This is the Graf Diamonds Hallucination, right? Let me check if this is a wearable watch. Graf Diamonds Hallucination. Yep, this is the watch. Go in image. Yeah, this is actually a wearable watch. Okay, I didn't think so. This was actually a wearable watch. I think this was some kind of an art piece of some kind, but this is actually a wearable piece. I don't know who's gonna wear a watch that is as costly as a house that you can buy in India. It costs about $55 million, which is about 4 crores.
The most expensive in the world, this piece was launched at Basel World in 2014. Number 2, Graf Diamonds The Fascination. With $40 million at hand, you can acquire...
Okay, this is the low-end version of the high-end version of the watch, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Graf.
Known as Graf Diamonds The Fascination.
Fascination and Hallucination. Wow.
It
What naming,
comprises of 152.96 carats of white diamonds.
Whoa,
so you
my
can
God, white
imagine how
diamonds.
beautiful it looks even before seeing a picture of it. One of the things that stands out when it comes to this timepiece is that most of its parts are detachable, and sometimes it can even be worn as a ring.
Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't think so to increase the brightness of it.
That is exquisitely shaped like a pear, and it is made of 38.12 carats and is surrounded by diamonds. Lawrence Graf, the chairman and founder of Graf Diamonds, says that this piece is designed to exhibit the brand's close link between its Swiss watchmaking atelier and London-based diamond house. This piece is made over 150 carats of stunning white diamonds.
Stunning white diamonds.
Laying at the middle. Number 3,
Patek Philippe
Grandmaster Chime.
I really like this watch, ladies and gentlemen. This has a cool touch to it. Although I do not like this part. See where my mouse is right there. So I don't like this part as well as this part. But without these two, this watch will look incredible with anyone wearing it, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think anyone is going to wear a watch that is probably worth more than your kidneys.
Most notable things about the Patek Philippe Grandmaster Chime is that it holds the title for being the most expensive timepiece to have ever been sold at an auction.
Yeah, by the way, the watch that you're seeing entirely in this video is all handcrafted, ladies and gentlemen. No such thing as machine making. So That's why Rolex is also on the top list, top of the tires on the most expensive watches, ladies and
2019,
gentlemen.
it sold for $31 million at
$31
a
million.
charity in Geneva,
God
Switzerland.
damn it,
Moreover,
bro.
this piece is the only one made from steel and is the most intricate wristwatch ever designed by the brand. As
Wow.
such, it places
Yeah, most of the high-end watches never use a battery, ladies and gentlemen. They always use motion sensor and your vibration motor as well as haptic motor, which translates all your hand movements into mechanical energy, and that is the one that transfers the clock roundations, and that's the working of the clock, ladies and gentlemen. Even my Rolex, take my Rolex also, this actually also works the same way. But if the motor inside, if if the watch falls down or if it gets hit on a wall or something, that cracks very easily, and that tends to get you into a lot of trouble because the replacement of these parts are not that much good of cost. It's money, ladies and gentlemen.
Patek
But
Philippe in a class of its own. The best part is
Patek
that
Philippe is
even
one of
with
the greatest
extravagant
brands that
sales,
I know,
the
ladies
money
and
raised
gentlemen.
was
The
for a good
greatest
cause. See as it went to
watch
helping
brand.
fighting Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Number 4, the Marie Antoinette watch.
Marine Antoinette watch. Okay, I have never heard about this watch company.
Otherwise
Okay.
known as the Breguet number 160 watch or the Queen, the Marie Antoinette is a pocket watch that was supposedly
it's a
commissioned
pocket
in
watch.
1783 by
1783.
Count
Wow.
Axel
Okay, 1783. I get it. So this was the time when most of the US presidents were having a watch clock. Something like a hand clock. So if you have seen a lot of movies and if you have seen the process of hallucinations, making people to sleep, this is the watch that they use. So that was the time when wristwatches were not yet discovered. So this is how they used to see. This is called as a
person who was
wristwatch.
allegedly the French queen's lover. However, in an unfortunate twist of events, Marie never had the pleasure of seeing the completed piece. Did we mention that it took an entire 44 years to complete?
44 years to complete a single piece of a watch. Goddamn, it should cost more than $1 billion, ladies and gentlemen. It took him 44 years. What would you have done in 44 years? What would your family would have thought if you said that you're restoring a watch for past 44 years? They would have think you're gone some crazy, ladies and gentlemen. But that's how costly watch can get when you get into the higher end of the money zone, ladies and gentlemen.
Makes you wonder how much work went into it, doesn't it? Currently, it can be seen at the Museum of Islamic Arts, where there is a timepiece display. It is a unique watch museum and holds more than 50 Breguet timepieces. If you
50
are
pieces,
wondering
okay.
whether you can afford it, this
Yeah, I
one
know.
goes for a cool $30 million.
$30 million for a piece that took 44 years to complete. Come on, man, you gotta increase your price. You gotta keep it to at least 100 mil.
Number 5. Patek
Another
Philippe Henry
Another Patek Philippe watch, ladies and gentlemen.
Super
Henry Graves.
complication. Do you
Super
have
complication.
$24 million just lying
Yeah, probably like $24 million in debt.
around to be spent on luxury? Because that is what it would cost you to be the owner of this piece. It was sold for the same price again in Geneva, Switzerland at a
One of the-
Sotheby's auction.
Patek Philippe makes one of the best watches, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see on the screen,
It is
the
a
watch
pocket unit and we
it's a
have
work
to tell
of art,
you,
ladies
it is
and
one
gentlemen.
of the most
If I do see any of the members that are actually, making this watch, hats off, a standing ovation to you guys. You guys take the time to make this watch a piece of art, ladies and gentlemen.
complicated
Piece of art.
timepiece
This is like the Mona Lisa of watches.
is in existence with a whopping 24 complications. It is named after an American banker known as Henry Graves Jr., and he is believed to have been the one who commissioned this watch. It took 3 years to design the piece and
3
another
years.
5
Okay, it's less compared to the watch that we saw before. It took him 44 years to complete, but still,
years to
it's
put
one
it
of the
together.
beautiful
It
pieces
was
of art, ladies
finally
and
delivered
gentlemen.
to Henry in 1933.
Wow,
It
it's
is
an
an
older
aesthetically
piece.
appealing unit.
See, when you get a lot of money and when you get a lot of watches, you have to use white gloves to handle the watch. That's how precious that watch is, ladies and gentlemen.
That features a case made from 18 carats of gold. Number 6. Jacob & Co., the
Oh, yeah.
billionaire watch.
The Jacob & Co. I think so. This watch actually, there is another 1 or 2 watches, something like that. I think from the same company, Mr. Floyd Mayweather has the same watch, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure, but if you do know this, please put it down in the comment section below. I know I made some good changes on my YouTube page, but there are some new added titles and everything. I'm making it look good, ladies and gentlemen. So Put it down in the comment section below if you know
One
it.
thing about Jacob & Co. watchmakers and jewelers is that they like their creations to stand out. Therefore, you can expect original and exclusive pieces from them.
Jacob & Co. from John VF.
Expensive creation has to be the billionaire watch that is valued at $18 million. The timepiece is certainly worth that price, as its case and bracelet consist of 260 carats of emerald and baguette cut diamonds. All of them are cut into 325 separate pieces. The timepiece also incorporates a skeletonized tourbillon movement. Its case, which can be seen under the diamonds, comprises of 18-karat white gold. Ex-pro boxer Floyd Mayweather is the owner.
I told you, ladies and gentlemen.
Number 7.
I'm always correct. Paul Newman's Rolex Daytona. Okay, this and this are actually the same, ladies and gentlemen. This is the higher end spec of the Rolex Daytona series, but this is the same edition of the Rolex, ladies and gentlemen. This is actually the submarine series of the Rolex brand, and this was gifted to me by my grandfather when he passed out. He told me that to keep this watch as a souvenir, so I'm wearing this, ladies and gentlemen. This is not that costly as this watch, ladies and gentlemen.
Rolex Daytona. The first thing we will tell you about this unit is that it is the most expensive one to be sold at an auction in North America. It is also the costliest mass-produced watch to.
Wow, look at the piece, ladies and gentlemen. The Rolexes always has some, personal touch. I've always loved Rolex's watches, ladies and gentlemen, because they're, not too flashy, not too bright, but simple and easy to use watches, ladies and gentlemen. Because most of the watches that you saw in this video, ladies and gentlemen, and by the way, I'm very sorry if I'm cutting this video too many times. Obviously, ladies and gentlemen, the full video is down below the like button, so feel free to hit the like button while you're at it. Anyway, where was he? Yeah, so Rolex makes one of the greatest watches, ladies and gentlemen, because that's why they are on the top of the brand and make lots of watches per year, because they make simple designs, not too complicated, and no diamonds. Yes, they have diamonds, but some of the normal watches that people buy, people cannot buy watches because starting badge 10. Anyway, I'm just clarifying. Yet, the dial on the watches are pretty good, simple, easy to read, no complications. It just has a time and a date function. Some watches even have just a date, and that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I really love Rolexes, ladies and gentlemen. Rolex is one of the greatest watch brands considering its price point and its resale value. If you do want to get a high-end priced watch, ladies and gentlemen, in the year 2022, I highly suggest you to get these three brands: the Rolex, the Omega, and the Casio. So these three are on the top tier list of my personal watches, ladies and gentlemen.
Be ever sold. You may also want to know that the Rolex Daytona was designed.
Probably don't get it in a leather strap, ladies and gentlemen. Always get it in a chain strap. That will look
race car
obviously
drivers
perfect.
And was launched in 1963.
Yeah, Daytona is a track in USA called the Daytona 500.
These prices are in high demand, but that is quite understandable because they are rare. Add a Hollywood star owning one of them and the price continues to skyrocket, just as it did when it was under auction. Rare, and so therefore they are more sought after. The timepiece sold in 2017 for $17.75 million.
Yeah, not huge of a price, but you could have sold it for a little bit more, considering this is one of the best watches in the world, ladies and gentlemen.
In New York at Phillips Auction House. Number 8. Patek Philippe.
Another Patek Philippe, ladies and gentlemen. Patek Philippe does some incredible watches, I think so. They're on the top of the list. Top 10. They're mostly on top 4 places and also the top 8 places, ladies and gentlemen. Patek Philippe.
1518.
Okay, I'm not a big fan of this watch, ladies and gentlemen. I don't like it. It's kind of old school. That part I like it, but it has too many things and too many confusing things for a watch, ladies and gentlemen, if you know what I mean.
This piece was among the first from the Patek Philippe stable that combined the perpetual calendar with the chronograph. That makes it the first of its kind in the world, and you have to agree that this counts for something. The unit is vintage as well, having been created in 1941.
1941, before the World War I.
Steel. You should know that such pieces are highly sought after because they are extremely rare. That is the reason why one of the watches went for $11.1 million.
$11.1 million, ladies and gentlemen.
In 2016.
Almost the half of the price of a Ferrari 250 GTO, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I know the Ferrari 250 GTO as of right now. I think so. Let's see. The Ferrari is the... One second, guys. Ferrari 250 GTO. I'm seeing a watch, but also I'm going to see a car, because when you when you're looking at a high custom, watches, high end watches, the first thing that you have to see compared to that is obviously a car, ladies and gentlemen. As of right now, the 1963 Ferrari 250 GTO, a good section of a car, cost you about $52 million, and a high spec version cost about $70 million. So you have the choice, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to spend $50 million on a watch, or if you want to spend $50 million on a Ferrari 250 GTO, ladies and gentlemen.
Philippe's auction.
That's how much the price.
Patek Philippe Ref.
Another Patek Philippe reference, 2523,
This is
ladies
the
and
most
gentlemen.
expensive timepiece to be
Why?
ever sold at an auction in
Okay, this is something I cannot understand. Is this the real watch?
Engine.
Let me. Okay. Is this the back of the watch or the front of the watch? I'm a little bit confused over here, ladies and
Expensive
gentlemen.
timepiece to be ever sold at an auction in Asia. How much did it sell
India.
for, you ask?
From
We're
Asia.
talking about $8.9 million when someone bought it in 2019 at an auction in Hong Kong. Designed
Okay, in Hong
in
Kong.
1953,
1953, this is
timepiece
also a
was named
vintage
the
wrap
Patek
piece.
Philippe Gabi Milan. You may wonder what inspired that name. And the simple answer is that it is due to a particular watch. It is the only double-sign watch known as Ref 2523.
Okay, this is the double-sided watch.
That it was
Okay.
signed by Patek Philippe himself and Gobi, who is a luxury Milan retailer. Of course,
CEO.
that makes the piece unique. You may also want to know that it is a dual crown wristwatch, meaning that it can display the time in every time zone at once. This
Wow.
is made possible by the innovative world system known as US Universals. It was designed and branded by Louis Coutier, a renowned watchmaker. Number
Damn.
10, Vacheron
Veteran Constantine 57260.
Constantine
That's a new-
57260.
That's a new
Last
watch
but
brand.
not least, we have the Vacheron Constantine 57260.
Wow, okay,
that
this is
holds
a
the
hand
title
watch.
for being the most complicated
Right, from Probe?
timepiece universally. It is a pocket watch that will set you back $8 million. Why do we say that it is
$8 million,
complicated? Simply because it features a remarkable 57 complications.
57
that said,
complications.
That number is
57 complications. Now you're gonna read 57 complications, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know.
disputed. Some people think that the watchmaker labeled things complicated that shouldn't have been named as such. Some of the complications include owner's city star chart, a Hebrew continuous calendar,
Okay.
solstices, equinoxes, seasons. You get all this
What are they telling, man? If anybody knows what they are telling, please do comment in the comment section below, man. I'm confused as shit like you guys.
along with zodiac signs that are shown by the
Zodiac sign? Why do you need a zodiac sign on a goddamn watch, man?
hand on the sun, among others. This piece was assembled in 8 years, and the masterpiece that was
8 years.
created from that is
Why this many mechanical parts on
in
a
an
watch?
elegant white gold case. We don't know how true the claims are about the designer and his complication claims, but we can assure you that this is a unique timepiece regardless. Well, folks, there you have it. These
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Well, hope you do like the video. Hope you want some expensive watches. If so, ladies and gentlemen, from the 10 expensive watches on the brand, tell me what are your favorite. Post down in the comment section below. But I know another reaction video, ladies and gentlemen. But that's all for today's video. Hope you like this video. Well, I'll see you on the next episode as soon as you, ladies and gentlemen. And by the way, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It's up here, right? I'll see you on the next episode, ladies and gentlemen. Take care. Peace.